Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to another time here, another time at the book club. Thanks for coming. Thanks for making it. We got to do this 2 p.m. every Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. West African time. So thanks for coming. Thanks for making it. We're presently on to eighth book in the series, book club, and it's The Gold Mine Effect by Rasmus Ankersen. How to crack the secrets of high performance. That's what we're looking into in this eighth book that we're looking in our book club. So we did an introduction to the book last week, and we pretty much talked about Rasmus has written this book by looking at different sports of high performance, mainly in sports. He's gone to Kenya, where you have long distance runners that make the Olympic medals. He's gone to Ethiopia. He's gone to Russia, where you have a lawn tennis winners. He's gone to Brazil, where you have a lot of soccer uh, stars that come out, and he always trying to look for in all of these places what differentiates these people. Why do these people perform at the top, at the height of their sport? What makes them to tick? That's what is looked at, and that's what is compiled into this book. And that's what we're going to be reading along with him, looking at the case study and learning from it what it takes to have a high performance in our own activity. It doesn't have to be the same as what they did, but in our own life, in our own corner of the wood, how can we apply what he has learned from these different six gold mines? How can we apply this in our own niche? How can we apply this in our own corner of the wood? How can we apply this in our workplace, in our career, in our business, in our family, in our church, in our club, and whatsoever it is that we put our hands on? How can we perform at the top level, in whatsoever we do, so that we can get the reward for what we do, you know? So that's what we're going to be learning as we go through Rasmus Ankersen's book, The Gold Mine Effect, how to perform at the top level in whatsoever that we're doing. So that's what it's done. That's a quick introduction. We're going to go into chapter one of the book today. That's what we're going to be reading through. We'll see if we can finish it today. If we can't, fine. If we can't, we'll continue and finish it next week. We have about 13 slides to go through. So typically that's the height of what we finish in a day. But we will see how it goes. Depending on how it goes, we might take to this week and next week to finish it up. But the topic of chapter one is there is the secret. It says the secret is the secret is not a secret. That's what exactly the chapter reads. The secret is not a secret. It's just saying that what differentiates these people out. It's obvious. It's things we can see. It's not something that is really so is not it's not something that is difficult to understand. It's something that is in the plain eye, the plain eyes can see. It's what Jim Rohn will call the obvious. Is what we typically will call common sense. Unfortunately, what is obvious is not obvious to all. What is common is not common to all, because we tend to belittle it because we're expecting something difficult, something big, and something simple seems to not be the answer that we're looking for. So we end up missing the answer that is in clear view to us. So hopefully we can begin to see the obvious. We can begin to understand, comprehend and use the common sense as we go through chapter one. All right. I'm going to bring up my slide here. We're going to do a structured time through this chapter one. I gotta do it such that you can see it. All righty. So you can see my slide here, the gold mine effect, how to crack the secrets of high performance. That's what we're going to be looking at here in chapter one of our book. You know, so The first thing is there's no gene for talents or high performance. There's no specific gene, specific thing you need to have in your body that will guarantee you high performance. And if you don't have it, it will guarantee you not high performance. Right? There's no gene like that. There's no biological feature called high performance feature, right? In anybody. So every one of us can perform at the top level in whatsoever it is that we put our hands to, in whatsoever it is that we're graced to do. There's no deceiving ourselves. Every one of us uh has strengths and weaknesses. We have strengths and weaknesses. And what we're talking about here is high performance in the area of your strength, in the area of your strength, right? Yes, you're going to work on your weakness, but you don't expect to be competing at a high level in the area of your weakness, right? Your weakness you guide against, but really the way you win, you build excellence in life is in the area of your strength, right? And that's what Peter Drucker teaches us. He says that we don't build excellence in our weaknesses. We build excellence with our strengths, right? It'd be rather a waste of time trying to build excellence in my weakness when I have my strengths I can use to fight the war. When you go to war, you're not going to war with your weakness. You're looking for the weakness of the enemy, but you're going in with your own strength, right? That's why when you go to war, it requires your will, your brain to go to war, right? When we're not using our brain, what our default setting will typically do is compare our weakness to our enemies or our challenge or our competition's strength, right? That's the default. We compare our weakness to their strength. But when we go to war, what we go to war with is our strength against the weakness of whatever it is that we're going against, right? That's the way life works. That's the way to win in life. Talent exists, but it exists everywhere. Everyone has a talent, right? It's not necessarily the same, but everyone has talent, something in which they are good at doing, right? Nobody's useless. God is yet to make someone that is useless. Everyone has something in which they excel in. They might not be the same as your own, but there's something in which they are good at, in which they excel in. Nobody's useless. Because someone cannot do what I do doesn't make that person useless. That person's strength, that person's gifting, that person's experience, that person's that person's strength might just be different from the strength of my own strength. So it's not life is not about comparison. That's what we're missing. In our lowly state, we're always comparing. Oh, the first son and the second son is good at this, is not good at that. Life is a journey of discovery, right? You discover yourself. Who am I? What am I good at? What am I not good at? How can I use my strength and defend against my weakness? That is the part of life. Life is not about trying to beat people in the area of their strength. It's not me taking my weakness to try to beat someone in the area of their strength. It's me allowing someone and encouraging and rejoicing with someone that excels in the area of their strength while I use my own strength and build it to excel in the area of my strength. Life is not about competing. Life is about expressing who you are, expressing your strength, becoming better and better and better and better and better and better in the area of your strength, right? So success often lies in acknowledging that we have natural strengths, right, and abilities that make us better equipped to excel at some things than others, right? We have things that make us excel in some things than others. It's just natural. Just as much as they have some things that they are better equipped to excel in than us, we also have some things in which we are better equipped in excelling than other people. It's not competition. It's not really comparison. We're just who we are and we're different and it is okay, right? So we're not here talking about competing with people. We're here talking about finding your own path, finding your own walk and becoming the best you in your path. the best you in in that which you have been called to do, your best you in the area of your grace, the area of your gifting, the area of your shaping, right? The area of the work that you are here to do. Some people might be extremely introverted like me, right? And I'm not extremely introverted, but I'm introverted, right? And have great social skills, while others might be more introverted, but have a greater potential for careful analytical thinking. Just saying that we're all different, right? Achieving great performance is about maximizing the strengths and giving people opportunity based on their natural ability, right? So we're talking about performance is maximizing, the strengths that we have. You are not going to give someone new strength. We are all who we are, right? We're all who we are, right? And there's nothing wrong with us. Even when we talk about personality descriptions, personality, we'll do personality studies. There's nothing wrong with any particular type of personality. There's nothing wrong with being introverted. There's nothing wrong with being extroverted, right? They are all good. All you just need to know is know the strengths and the weaknesses thereof and know how to use them. There are strengths in being introverted. There are strengths in being extroverted, just as much as there are weaknesses in being introverted. There are weaknesses in being extroverted. It's all about using the strengths of the introvert, using the strength of the extrovert, and guiding against the weaknesses, right? Not using the weaknesses as an excuse not to perform, not using the weaknesses as an excuse not to perform at the topmost level, right? But rather guiding against it, that it will not make you fall while you use your strength. You maximize your strength, right? And you give up and you give opportunity to your natural ability to excel, right? That's what's important in life, not giving excuses, right? Genetics cannot predict who will become an Olympic champion, right? Just because of who you are, your genes, where you are born from. It doesn't predict that you will win an Olympic medal. Nor does it predict whether you are going to be the richest person or not, right? Because you can have all it takes to be. If you don't use what you have, you will not get there, right? Life is not about just having what it takes. It's about using what you have, right? And using what you have to the optimum level, right? That is what is important. That's what will differentiate you out, not just having something. All it can do is predict who is certain never to win a medal, right? Your genetics will probably tell you areas in which you should not go because you have weaknesses in those areas. You don't want to take your weakness and go and be using it to compete against another person's strength. It's just like Jesus would say, no one goes to war without first of all sitting down and taking account of what they have or not, right? Without looking at the strength of the opposition and what you have. You sit there and look, do I have enough to go to this battle? Do I have enough to go to this competition? Is this area the area of my strength? Is it the area of my weakness? Am I going in the area of my weakness to go and compete with someone in the area of their strength? Or am I going in the area of my strength to go and compete with someone in the area of their strength, but I can find weaknesses on their side? You would think before we do. We don't do then think. We think before we do, right? So we finish the thing before we start, right? God always finishes his work before he starts, right? We do the first creation. Remember, everything is created twice. You first of all created in your mind before it is created in reality. You think it through, you plan it before you step out to do it, right? So not everyone with the right genes attains to the height of their ability because the function of what they do with it is a function of how much they practice, and immerse themselves into it or not. Just because I have the abilities, just because I have the strength, just because I have the natural abilities doesn't guarantee that it will work for me. because I will have to turn it on by practice for it to answer to me, right? So this might be due to several other factors, including, motivation. How motivated are you in using what you have? The quality of tutorship, right? The people to coach you, train you, and help you to turn on that which you have. Those are probably more important than just having the genes or the natural ability. People get to take people that are tall, more than 6 feet. Yes, they have the natural ability because you're not going to buy that in the market. But then what's going to guarantee whether they're going to make it as basketballers also is how motivated are they to learn, to take the learnings that will be given to them, and who is teaching them also can then turn them into world champions or not, right? Genetics cannot predict. So what being good enough means depends on the nature and demands of the discipline in question. So whether you're good enough for one thing or the other is a function of what is it that we're talking about, right? Uh, Everybody's a genius, right? Everybody's good at something. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. But it's not stupid. It's just that it wasn't created to climb trees, right? So everybody's a genius in one thing or the other, right? But not in everything. You need to find what suits the strength that you have. You need to find what suits the natural abilities that you have, and match it together. Don't go trying to compete. Don't go trying to build excellence in something in which you don't have the natural abilities for, and it's in the area of your weakness. You're just going to be laboring in vain. You'll be walking like the elephant and eating like the ant, right? So you need to rightly match your natural abilities and your strength to the things you want to excel in, right? That's important. Otherwise, you're going to live your life thinking you're stupid, but you aren't stupid. It's just that you're on the wrong address, right? That's important. So innate talent is not the decisive force. Just because you have the talent doesn't mean that you will excel in something, you know, or you will not. It's just a beginning. It's a possibility, as it were. The question is, are you motivated in that line? Are you motivated along in that direction? Are you able then to seek the right tutorship and training to be able to turn on that which you have, turn on the natural talent and turn them into treasures, right? They are raw. They are raw like gold in the ground, right? It's a motivation, it's a tutorship, it's a training that's going to turn the raw gold into pure gold, right? You'll have to invest so time, so effort, so practice to make that happen, right? A person can perform only from strength. That's Peter Drucker. He says a person can excel only from a place of strength, right? One cannot build performance on weakness. That's working in futility, right? If it's your area of weakness, that's not the place to build performance on. That's a place to defend yourself from. You don't go competing in the area of your weakness. It's like just doing something you already know the result thereof, right? Especially when you're competing with people in whose strength it is in that particular area. So Peter Drucker says a person can perform only from strength. One cannot build performance on weakness, let alone on something one cannot do at all, right? One cannot do at all. That's not the place to build performance, right? So if we're talking about high performance, it needs to be something that is in the area direction of your strength, of your natural ability, and not the area of your weakness. So building excellence on strength involves focusing on your strengths and using them to achieve success, right? Use what you have to achieve what you want to do, right? And the things you don't have, delegate them. Find someone whose strength there is and give it to them to do it, right? So all the things that you need to succeed in your business are not things that will necessarily be in the area of your strength. So you delegate them. In my business, in my company, have an external auditor that does my auditing. I get the data, they do the auditing. People that they do all the runs for me with the tax authority, with the corporate affairs, all of that stuff. I delegate it. I pay them for that, right? And I have people working, doing different things that are not the area of my strength. I stay in the area of my strength. That's where I'm able to perform at the utmost, right? And I dedicate, I pay wages, I pay salaries for other people to do the things that are not the areas of my strength, right? So build excellence and strength involves focusing on your strengths and using them to achieve your success, right? So here we define the word capitalization. Capitalization is a percentage of human potential in a given community that is successfully unlocked, right? So defined by James Flynn. So your ability to capitalize the talents, capitalize the resource, in a particular area is the percentage of the human potential there that is being released, is being allowed to work. And you could do capitalization of a business. I can look at the capitalization of my business place, and it's going to be the function of how I'm able to release the people that work for me, to excel in the area of their strength, to give of themselves freely in the area of their strength to move our company forward. If all they are doing is just the barest minimum, then we're not fully capitalized on their potential and their ability. But if we create an environment whereby they see themselves as a part of what we're doing, they see themselves at home, they have a sense of belonging, a sense of ownership to what we do, they will freely give out of their strength, and that's what we seek to do in our business. And that's what every forward-looking business will do, to create an environment where everyone sees themselves a part of the family, sees themselves, stretching and doing even more than is required of them, because they see the success of the company as their own success also, right? So the percentage of people capable of achieving something will actually end up doing it. That's what is called capitalization. Another word for it is called the talent quotient, right? And these are words that will repeat itself as we go through the book, so that's probably why it's important to note that there. So gold mines must be created, not discovered, right? So it's not discovered, because when we talk about a gold mine, it's not just a raw talent. It's not just a raw strength, right? It's the extent to which people allow that raw talent, raw strength, raw natural ability to be released, to be used. It's the extent to which people engage. That is what we call the capitalization or talent quotient, and that's what results in high performance, right? Every place you find human beings, there's a potential for them to perform at the utmost level. But whether they do or not is a function of whether they get engaged in that community, in that business, in that company, in that sector or not, right? It's so for you to be able to get the best from them, and for that community to be high performing, it's that you have to turn them on, do whatever it takes to make them come alive. So capitalization, talent quotient is the extent to which the people in every community come alive. They are not just passive. They're not just allowing the natural abilities that they have to go to waste. They are not just allowing their strength, to be buried, right? They're they're engaging, they're coming alive, they are getting involved in what is what's being done. They are growing in the place they find themselves. They have their own personal goal, and that personal goal is in agreement with a corporate goal. So as they are helping achieve the corporate goal, their own goal is also being achieved, right? As a company is growing, they are also growing as well, and that's where you can then find that people become high performers, which makes the organization community also have a corporate high performance also. So gold mines are not discovered per se. They are created by creating the right environment that makes people come alive. You create that environment that makes people come alive. You make people not to be passive, but they are present where they are. They are present enough to give of themselves. They are present enough to grow. They are present enough, to be happy, because to be happy is to grow. To grow is to be happy. So those are important. 99% of the resource you need to succeed are already in your building, right? 99% of the resource every one of us needs to succeed, we already have. Because God, again, like we say, God had a good work to be done. He created us, fashioned us in a way that we can do the good work. So everything that we need to do the work God will have us to do, He already put on the inside of us. So life is a matter of discovery. You already have it. It's now you discovering what you have so that you can turn it on and use it to achieve that which you are expected to achieve. So life in that sense is not a matter of creating, but a matter of discovery of self, right? There are a lot of things that are inside of us that we can do, but we'll never know we can do them um, until we grow we an opportunity presents itself, and also as we engage ourselves on a daily basis, we parts of us, areas of us begin to come alive by reason of usage, by reason of practice, right? So, 99% of the resource we need to succeed are already in our building, are already in place. In our company, 99% of what we need to succeed as a company, we already have. We have in our farm workers, right? The casual farm workers. We have in our graduate workers, right? We have in our management staff, right? So it's a matter of turning them on to work. So if you believe you are limited, you will probably never invest what it takes to become good. And that's why a lot of people, especially in my country, Nigeria, and probably in the black world, are limited because they first of all believe that they don't have what it takes because they blame everything on the government. Everything I discuss every time on my WhatsApp chat, and everybody is saying the reason why is the government. The reason why is because of the exchange rate. The reason why is the fuel price. And those are stupid statements, sorry to say, right? There's no reason why. Your reason why is the same reason why people around you are making money and becoming rich every day. They don't have two heads. The reason why is the reason why you have no control over it. So shut up and use it. You have no control over it. So no matter how much you keep on crying about it, it's not going to change. But your words are limiting you. Your words are telling to your subconsciousness that don't do anything. We can't do anything. We're useless in this circumstance. And that's not what you want to be doing. That's not what you want to be doing. You're already giving up before starting. If you believe you are limited, you will probably never invest what it takes to become good. If you believe you are limitless, you'll keep on pushing the boundary. You'll keep on pushing the boundary. You're going to be like Jabez. Even though like Jabez, the mother called him sorrow, one that causes sorrow. He said, no, I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to stay there. God, extend my cord. I don't want to cause sorrow anymore. I refuse to be limited. I need room. He pushed to get room, and he got it. The account concerning him is that he got it. He stopped causing sorrow, and he got the room that he wanted. That is available to every single one of us, not just for Jabez. We all can get the room that we want. We don't have to stay in a small place. If we believe that we're unlimited, we'll keep on pushing, doing our best every day, making the best of the natural abilities that we have, making the best of our strength, making the best of all the resource that is within, that is available to us. And as we do that, we'll see the extending of our court. We'll see the extending of our court. We'll see more room around us. And we would cause joy, will not cause sorrow, because we'll be blessed and we'll have enough to bless other people also. So don't believe that you are limited, so that you can invest all that it takes to become better, 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 better. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. And believe doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to believe in yourself. It doesn't cost you anything to exert yourself. It doesn't cost you anything to come alive. It doesn't cost you anything to try. I got out there and I tried farming, even though I did not know anything about farming. I had zero knowledge of farming when I started 4 years ago, March of 2021. I had zero knowledge of farming, but I stepped out there to learn, willing to learn. And today, after 4 years, I'm probably an average, an average farmer, but I'm doing well. I'm getting close to exporting stuff from my farm, right? We're getting into different places, right? We're now solidly a commercial farm, but we started from knowing nothing about farming, but we believed that we could do it. So we started and we kept on learning along the way. Is that old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear? Because we're ready, we're pushing. People came along our way that taught us what we did not know, right? People that knew what we did not know came along to teach us. We did not know there was something called a habanero that sells well in Lagos. But because we're there already in the market, we got to know, and now we're building greenhouses to do it. We're farming it. We're one of the main producers of it in the country, and we're growing in that wise, right? We do tomatoes. When we're growing, we're going into cucumber. We're doing lettuce, cabbage, But it started from us just being there, believing that we could do it, and now we're growing and entering into different places we either would have thought we could not enter into, right? So if we need to believe in ourselves, because no one else will believe. If we believe in us, we don't believe in ourselves. We teach people to believe in us. If you're not confident of yourself, nobody will be confident of you. We are the ones that teach people, to be confident of us. We teach people how to relate with us. So if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. And believe doesn't cost anything. Just believe. You don't lose anything by believing in yourself. You gain. Believe in yourself, because when you believe in yourself, then you're open to learn. You're open to develop. You're open to practice. You're open to get better. Today, people see my video of me doing power training, and they are saying at my age, I still can do that. Yes, I still can. I do it 3 times a week. But when I first started, it wasn't as easy as you see in the videos. I have grown to be able to do that because I do it continuously 3 times a week. Because I do it, I've given myself to doing it. I believe I can do it. I didn't do it as easy as I do it today, but because I stayed at it today, I can do it more easily. Not fully easily, but I'm still learning because if it's too easy, then I'm not getting anything. But I'm still pushing through it, right? And I can see it in my body. I like my body. My body's been toned. I like my walk. I like my steps, right? I don't have things shooting here and there, right? But it comes from believing in myself enough to want to tone my body, believing in myself enough to mind the way I work, the confidence with which I walk or not, believing in myself enough to respect myself, right? So everybody can afford it, even you. Everybody can afford to believe in themselves, and everybody can afford to do what it takes to keep that belief going. Everybody can afford to believe in themselves, and everybody can afford to do what it takes to keep that belief going, because that belief becomes the why, the how, the what becomes easy to do, right? One of my whys is I want to stay alive, right? I want to stay alive. I want to stay healthy. I want to do that father-daughter dance with my daughter when she gets wedded. And it won't be an old man dancing with a young girl. It will be a young, supposedly old guy dancing with his daughter, right? And able to do it freely with all the joints free, right? I want to enjoy life. I don't just want to make money. I want to enjoy the money. So I do exercise. I do whatever it takes to stay alive so that my why can take place, right? So have a good why for yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself such that you don't have to go borrow money. You can make your own money. You don't have to beg for what you can make yourself. It's not about calling somebody up, my rent is due. What if you had that rent before it's due? What if you do what it takes to get that money fall into your laps? People are begging to give you that, not you going about begging for it. Believe in yourself and begin to allow your natural abilities and your strengths to work for you, to answer for you in the marketplace, right? So here are I have a couple of things here, which is pretty much we're going to use to close this chapter. I think we made it. We're going to finish this chapter 1 today. So I captured some things we can do to help us build our excellence, build excellence on our strengths. So let's see how we finish that up as we close today's session. Is identify your strengths, right? The first thing you need to do is to identify your strengths. And it's also what we call the SWOT analysis, right? We'll call the SWOT analysis. S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunities, T stands for threat. So you identify your strengths, because if you don't know your strength, then you don't know what to focus on, what to find out how you can use it. You don't know where to focus your energy and your attention. So identify your strengths. You can ask people who you trust what they think you're good at. Write down what you do and look for patterns. So identify your strengths. You know the things that you easily do. You know the things that make you come alive, right? So note them. What are your strengths, right? What are the things you can do better than every other person? Are you analytical? Are you logical? Right? Do you are you friendly? Do you easily make friends? Just find out what works for you, what turns you on, right? Are you a morning person, afternoon person, evening person? Uh, are you the life of the party? Do you build your energy, your strength, in solitude or with people? Whatever it is that works for you, that makes a difference for you, note it and know that that is your weapon that you're going to use to war the war of life. That's the weapon you're going to use to heighten your performance, your achievement in life. right? Uh, I love organization. I love things being ordered. I love things being arranged. I can function when things are upside down. That's probably a weakness and a strength. But because that is a supposed weakness, I create environments where things are ordered, right? I'm a thinker, I'm a deep thinker, right? I so that could be a strength, it could be a weakness, because in my past life, it's made me to second guess and to doubt, so I know those are weaknesses. So I guide against those weaknesses that are closely related to my strength. But because being a deep thinker is a strength, right? I cross my T, I dot my I before I go ahead. That also, as much as a strength, could also be a weakness, because that has made me to grow up as a perfectionist. So today I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm not my perfectionist, which is a weakness. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I don't wait till I get everything sorted out. I get everything that I can sorted out and I move. I don't get into what we call analysis paralysis, right? I get whatever I can do together and I move. If it's 80%, fine. I focus on the 80% that I focus on the 20% that moves the 80%, and I'm ready to go. But find your strength. Don't go trying to war with your weakness. Don't go struggling with your weakness. It's you. You would know it yourself. Somehow something inside of you would say, this is where I belong. This is where I don't belong, because you are either struggling or doing it with ease. You would know your strength, but identify your strengths and write it down. Focus on your strength. Concentrate on your strength, and don't compare yourself to others. If you're a fish, stay in the water. If you're a monkey, stay on the trees. If you're a fish, don't try to be like the monkey. If you're a monkey, don't try to be like the fish. Concentrate on your strength. Use your strength. Focus on your strength. Use your strength. Don't compare yourself to the other. Be you and walk your own journey. Walk your own path. Don't try to walk another person's path. Walk your own path. Walk your own journey. Do your own. Do yourself. Do you. Right? So use your strength in different ways. This can help you build confidence in applying your strength in a variety of situations. Right? Use your strength. Everybody knows I'm intelligent. I know I'm intelligent myself. Good strength. Right? I know. So I walk into a place, I can easily break things down. That's a strength. I use it. I have weaknesses also. I'm a passionate person, and I can jump at you. Right? That is a weakness, that in today's world of emotional intelligence, I need to hone my emotions and hone the emotions of other people. It's not just about how I feel, it's about how other people feel. It's about what I'm going to jump at. How is it going to rub off on the other people? And how's it going to affect the total performance? Right? That's important. So use your strengths, but guide against your weaknesses. Right? Share your strengths with others. You can teach, mentor, coach others who want to learn from you. That's what I'm doing here, because easy for me to understand, easy for me to read the book and see it from different dimensions. And I'm here, hopefully trying to help people break things down, break things down the way I see it, right? Because not too many people can do that, can break it down like I can. So I'm here sharing from my strength. I'm not doing this because I want to be like someone else. I'm doing this because it's easy for me to do. It's just who I am. I'm a teacher. I'm a communicator. So I'm operating here in the place of my strength. Don't come copy me if that's not for you. Go do what it's for you, what you flow in, right? I'm not better than you because I'm doing this. I'm doing this because this is part of my work. This is part of my journey. This is what I love doing. I'm fishing water. I'm fishing water, so I'm swimming in the water. If you are a monkey, stay on the tree. Don't come jump in the water with me. All right? So share your strengths with others. You can teach, you can mentor, you can coach. Who wants to learn from you? Embrace changes. Also, embrace change. Also, be open to change and learn from other people. Also, don't be stuck in your way. Right? It's not As it has been, so is. As it has been, so is. Don't let it be, so shall you ever be. Learn, grow, become better. As it has been, so is. Take it, learn. What can I do better? What can I do differently? How can I increase my production? Yeah, from my history. How can I increase my production? How can I do it better? How can I get more out? Then do my imagination, do my innovation, do my creation, not as it has been, so is. Right? So pursue strength-based leadership. This approach combines your strength with those of your team to create an efficient and supportive workplace, right? Uh, so, from your place of strength and leadership, allow other people to walk in a place of their strength. Don't go pushing someone walking in their weakness. Don't go forcing down someone's throat what does not go with that person's natural ability. Don't go out there trying to force a fish to be a monkey, right? Just as much as you are not supposed to be one, you're supposed to operate from a place of your strength. Enable other people to walk from the place of their strength also, so that together you can have a high performance organization. That's important, right? So promote excellence, create a safe place to talk about failure and model excellence, right? So create a safe place, a safe psychological place that people can voice where they failed and can grow, as they focus on their strength to excel. So talent is everywhere. We'll say again, don't overrate the importance of inborn talent. Don't overrate, because you are tall, you are short, therefore you are the only one that can do this. It's not enough, or don't take it for granted because a monkey is a monkey, therefore he can climb very well. Not necessarily. He still has a possibility. He has to, even though he has the features to climb, climbing efficiently could involve having to practice, having to learn some techniques. Same thing with fish. You'd be surprised. Some people that are born in riverine areas cannot swim because they never learned how to swim. They were never put inside water. I was so surprised that someone was giving a documentary the other day of some of these islands where they have people that cannot swim, even though they are surrounded by water. The other part to it is even though some can swim, they can't swim at a top level, at a competitive level. So they have everything it takes to win, but they don't have the motivation, they don't have a training, they don't have a coaching, right? So don't take it for granted that you have the features, the abilities, you can still do better. You can excel, you can do better by practice. You can do better by training. You can do better by coaching, right? So talent is not something that is static. It can grow. It is what you administer and put into action. That is what constitutes true talent, right? It's what you practice. You are not going to rise to the level of your goal. You're going to fall to the level of your practice. You're not going to rise to the level of your ambition. You're going to fall to the level of your practice, right? So practice. Your job is to believe that nothing is impossible and to act as if inborn talent doesn't play a role at all. Stop crying and wishing. Start dealing with what you've got. Stop crying and wishing that, oh, I wish it was a different government. I wish the exchange rate was different. I wish the petroleum price was different. Nah, start dealing with what you already have and make the best of it. Make the best of the exchange rate that you have. Make the best of the pump price that you have, because there are people just around you that are making the best of it and are excelling. Why not you? God bless you. Thank you. Thanks. Someone came along there. Thanks for the thumbs up. That was just my last word in closing for today. So that's the end of chapter 1. We got through chapter 1 here. So we'll be back next week, and we'll go into chapter 2 next week. The title of chapter 2 is what you see is not what you get, So we'll learn more about what that is. What you see is not what you get. The more you look, the less you see. And we'll go into chapter 2 next week. Thanks for coming along. Even though I don't see a name, I see there's someone that did a thumbs up, probably hearing what we're sharing, but I'm not seeing you. But thanks for everyone listening on YouTube. Thanks for everyone listening on my blogging site. Thanks for coming along into our book, The Gold Mine Effect. And we'll be back next week as we go through chapter 2 of the book. Thanks for coming along. God bless you. Have a great week, and see you same time next week, 2 p.m. West African time, as we go into chapter 2 of the book, The Gold Mine Effect by Rasmus Ankersen. Thank you. God bless you. Shalom.